it strong.
Welcome back, guys. New episode of the Big Phat Podcast, powered by CrossFit Green, fueled by Sweat and Reset, and powered by Phat Nutrition, Phat Barbell, and Phat Gymnastics. Got it right 2 weeks in a row. Booyah. This week on the show, guys, we have Mr. Alan Last with myself and Kino. For you guys that don't know Alan, this is him. Alan, say hello to everyone.
Hey, guys.
Al was a coach here with us in CrossFit Green. I suppose he groomed me into the coach I am today. I'll give him credit for that.
Well, that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. Get nervous now.
Al, when did you start here?
Started training in 2015.
Training?
Yeah, so was a member first.
Where were you working?
I was working in Cricket Ireland.
What were you doing for Cricket Ireland?
Everything, anything and everything. I was sales and marketing role, living in Derry, living in Belfast, going to the north side of Dublin, but coming back here to train every night religiously. Yeah.
When did you pack it in and become a CrossFit coach?
2015, sort of had a chat with Dave. Started off as an intern, I suppose. Learned my trade with the lads, and then developed
I groomed Alan, and then Alan groomed you. Jeez.
Yeah, we actually met in Bray first, and then the famous Bray, and then became a full-time coach, I suppose, from 2015 into 2016, 2017.
Grand. Keen, you groomed him, did you?
Fergal. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How'd that go?
That's all.
The two of you had a big bromance though when you used to work together.
Yeah.
The two of you used to love working with each other.
Fucking great crack. I remember only chatting to someone. It was like a week or two ago, and they literally said the most enjoyable part of coming to the gym was when they used to see me and Alan at the whiteboard, and they'd just be like, "Grand, I'm just here for the banter and crack. Like I don't even care about the exercise. Like there's just literally two boys are gonna have the crack."
I think the good combination that we had was like Cian actually had the smarts.
Yeah.
But like I actually had the laughs.
Yeah, you were the funny one.
Good.
Cian has loads of life hacks though.
Yeah.
True story. One we always ask our guests, Matt Fraser, Rich Froning, if you could do a podcast with one of them, who'd you do it with?
Rich all day for me.
Rich?
I just think it comes back to like I suppose my time training in CrossFit as opposed to the timelines of Rich and everything else, and when you first find CrossFit and everything and all the videos on YouTube, if you remember all the oldies where he's doing all that, and I think you fall in love with that. So I was injured a lot when Matt was sort of coming to the fold, so yeah, definitely Rich for me.
Rich Froning. I think Matt has 2 votes. I think Sanya and Sorsen, that's it. Although if Matt wants to come on, I'd welcome him. The CrossFit Open is coming up. Al, I believe you were big into competitive CrossFit as well, as you said back in the day.
Yeah, tried.
Where did you finish 5th in the? You finished 5th
Irish Fitness Championships.
Irish Fitness Championships in 2016, wasn't it?
Which is a big year.
Yeah, it was the year before they actually changed the name to the Irish Fitness Championships. It was still called the Waterford Throwdown. But
yeah.
I think I was more surprised than anyone else. It was just one of those things where training was going well, and it was great. Good timing to.
What programming? Whose programming were you following?
We were just doing the class workout here. It was a transition going around. I suppose the transition at the time from, I suppose, people trying to do their own programs in the corner or competitive programs, anything like that, where I think we made a decision to try and focus on do the class workout, but like do it well. And then we added in some extra conditioning as well, but that was the big thing was the environment and actually training well.
100%.
So what, doing class, kicking ass?
Doing class and kicking ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Weren't doing any super extra training or buying any extra online programs for unnecessary reasons?
No, and like don't get me wrong, definitely went down that avenue as well, thinking this is the quick fix. But I think when you realise it's about enjoying it and training in the right environment was the big difference.
I think everybody kind of goes down that kind of avenue for a while. Even if you get into CrossFit for a couple of years, everyone looks online to find that super fucking deadly program, and then you end up finding out that it's too much. If you just do one thing and do it right, it's better. Like,
yeah.
On competitive background as well, you played a high level of football though. Were you in Pats for a while then as well?
Yeah, played soccer. So that was that was the background before I found CrossFit. From a footballing family, so yeah, played football at a good level, and then.
How far did you go? What level did you get to?
Signed with Pats in the League of Ireland, played reserves, got on a couple of benches with the first team, and then sort of moved on from there. Decided to go to college and went to the States and everything else. So,
did you find CrossFit in America?
Yeah, CrossFit Black Box.
Where's it based?
in Tallahassee in Florida.
Tallahassee.
Nobody has a clue where it is. Unbelievable. I suppose before I went to America, my brother was doing these crazy workouts. We've a shed gym in my parents' house, and I was sort of looking at him going, what's he doing, you know, thinking crazy man in the back garden. But you could definitely see some changes in his physique and, you know, his fitness level. So I was like, I'm going to try that out. Didn't really like it. I was still in the football buzz.
Were you playing football out in Tallahassee?
No. I was working in FSU, so coaching and involved in the athletic department, which is like amazing. But I couldn't play football, so I still need that out. And my brother actually texted me saying, hey, this gym isn't too far away, you should go check it out. And that's when I just got hooked on it, because of the environment you're in, the absolute beasts around you, the training program. You just get, as everyone goes on that journey, you know,
bit of competitiveness in a class, and
defo, like, you know, as everyone goes on that journey where you can't wait for the next workout to be released, or you're checking other people's times, and, you know, you're trying to get better all the time. So yeah.
Would you say you went through that phase that I think every CrossFitter goes through, where you can't stop talking about CrossFit?
Yeah, that's where the cult comes out, I think. Absolutely. I think, like, I went through a phase of, like, my mates just not talking to me on WhatsApp either, because all I was doing was talking about CrossFit. And they were just like, shut up, man, no one cares about you. But yeah, but it's a big part of CrossFit, let's be honest, you know.
It is, yeah. On top of that as well, did you ever go through that phase of just non-stop talking about CrossFit to your mates?
I haven't even stopped.
He still does.
Definitely when I first got into CrossFit years and years ago. I think I actually got into CrossFit back in 20
in the gym in the gym you're working in.
Yeah, no, back, and yeah, you know, you get into it and you're doing like 17 CrossFit workouts a day. You know, you're buying all the gear. All you do is talk about it, like, yeah.
Buying all the gear, man. You haven't bought CrossFit gear since then, I'd say.
No, it's the same gear that's still on.
You went through that phase of doing like Fran in the Globo gym, though, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
People staring at you.
Oh,
really?
That guy over there
pulling
out. Doing butterfly pull-ups then on the
cable crossover machine, and the thing was just swinging, and everyone, like, all the lads doing their weights, and like, who's this fucking idiot in the corner trying to do kind of weird floppy bout pull-ups, like.
Good times though.
But big question now, Al, did you ever get on the podium at Green Palooza?
I did, yeah. Came third and second. In 2016 actually was, so if you take that year of, okay, let's say my competitive year of CrossFit, it was actually Green Palooza that kicked me off going, starting the year off strong. So I did Green Palooza.
Was Green Palooza not in July then?
I can't remember.
Well, I did Green Palooza, then went and did the Ennis comp, and then went and did Waterford Throwdown, and then went and did Capital in the Chaos. And I think because all four of them were
we came
so
third
tight,
then,
like that's sort of what made me try and listen to my body, understand how to do okay in these competitions, you know. But yeah, I did. I finished second.
I do. I remember you.
How did you get on those comps?
I won one.
Did you?
Won one.
Nice.
I was deemed. What was we categorized everyone that like two really good RX people couldn't go together, but they're like, Fergal, you can go with Podge because you're not really good. Grand.
Yeah, I think Polly P beat me.
Are you sure? I think Polly P's only won it once, and he won it last year.
He won it with Nigel, yeah.
Well, it was a singles comp in 2016.
This was back when we did singles,
yeah. Was that the one that we had the qualifiers for? The Dave did it for the Filthy 150.
Yeah, I think it was.
You'll know more than me. I was just focused on getting on the podium. Joking.
So you're saying that was 2016?
That was 2016.
That would have been, yeah, because I remember I was supposed to do the Filthy 150 and then my appendix went in August. So that timeline adds up.
2015 that was, for you?
No, 2016.
2016, yeah.
So cause I remember we did it in March or something, or it could have been later.
Yeah, it was definitely earlier in July, because the Waterford Throwdown was July. And I did the Ennis comp before that as well.
That was the June bank holiday weekend.
Yeah. So it was probably May, was it, when we did the Green Palooza?
Just after getting a flashback, do you remember one of the workouts we had that day was we took the idea from the Open. Do you remember the Open one that had the 3-bar muscle ups and the 10 snatches?
Oh yeah.
And then we used that workout for the competition.
Some really good workouts there. Like some good running workouts as well, which is always good. Like,
I remember the 800 meter thing was you, Dave, you
falling in the door.
The 800. Yeah. And everybody just went for it.
And then Larry
was
cooked.
Just like, I'll just take the loss and I'll just win the clean and everything else.
Yeah. And then Larry cooked the barbecue after, didn't he? We had a big shindig. Yeah, definitely.
So you did competitive CrossFit. Why did you stop doing competitive CrossFit?
Unfortunately, got injured. Got a back injury.
Back injury.
Yeah.
Oh, typical CrossFit, giving back injuries, huh?
Yeah, I don't fully blame CrossFit. I think there's a couple of reasons or a combination of things. But yeah, look, 2016, I trained a lot, did a lot of competitions, and then it took its toll a bit on the body. But I don't think I mentally dealt with it correctly either when I got the injury, which probably led into a more serious injury, which then led to a back operation, which then led to, I suppose, not being able to train the way I was able to train anymore.
But what was the whole diagnosis of your injury? What's it actually known as? This is a mouthful, by the way. We knew this beforehand.
I'm just going to turn and read it. Spondylolisthesis is the official name. So
you know how to spell it, but you don't know how to say it.
Spinal slippage. Well, it's a bit of a tongue twister. And then lytic spondylolisthesis is my injury. So the bone attached to the vertebra cracked, which caused the vertebra to slip. Which it's actually normal enough for a lot of people, but unfortunately they say it's like 1 in every 2,000 that can be so aggressive that once the slippage goes into play, it's hard to pull it back away. But you've also got a lot of nerves around there, so I was getting a lot of lower leg pain and nerve pain.
Lower leg pain, like down by your feet and your
like
calves?
shooting down all the way down. So I get numbness in the feet, and it's all connected to the nerves. So I think that was the decision maker to actually, I suppose get the operation to try and sort it,
And how is your rehab going?
Up and down. It's going okay now. I mean, look, after the operation, I don't think I mentally accepted what was actually happening or whatever. So it took a while to get over that. I probably threw myself into work rather than actually doing rehab properly or everything else. Just ran away from the problem more so. But this has turned into a counsel session. No, but it's going good now. Where we are now, it's okay. Started the year off well. I think the goal this year is to try and get back moving well, which is the most important thing. But try and get back in and training here in a CrossFit scenario or class scenario. That was coming in and doing some sweats, which is really enjoyable, but wasn't really doing my rehab properly with it, and then getting setbacks again. And it's going alright. So
your goal for 2021 obviously is firstly to get out of COVID, but secondly you want to be able to kind of back to CrossFit. Yeah,
I mean, some form or other. I think get back into the environment, and you have training around people that can do you can do a class. Mightn't be all the movements like Olympic lifting, that's fine, but like getting back into an environment of training around people, definitely. It's
cool. You play a lot of golf, I think, as well, don't you?
Trying to play golf, yeah. Whether it's good golf or not, who knows? But yeah, golf was a good out for me, I suppose. There was you can't do much, after the back up. You can't train a lot, or you can't be in that environment of competitiveness like it was. You go from high competitiveness to nothing.
You have a bit of a competitive drive as well.
I was going to say that as well, because you were saying
so the golf is always good. I mean, I run a golf society for a friend of mine who passed away, and we sort of mix it up that everyone has a chance of winning at different levels. So that kept me going, because I'm not exactly the best golfer, but I could always try and win something.
Yeah. Do you ever play golf, King? Do you ever want to play golf?
No.
Why not?
I'm so bad at it.
Did you ever play any sport? Or did you just do strength and conditioning?
No, I've touched on a few things. You play rugby back when I was in school. Then,
but did your parents just make you go like?
No, I actually chose to go myself. Play basketball for a bit. I tried to play golf. One of my best friends is a pro golfer who lives over in Spain.
Yeah,
I used to live with him, and I went to the driving range with him one day. He was like, "I'm going." I was like, "I should come along." And he was there thinking, right, whatever. And I got into my posture to do my swing, and he goes, "Your posture is unbelievable for this."
Shock.
Just from
shock. Keno having an unbelievable posture.
Just from lifting weights and all. But then the second I started to rotate, he was like, "Oh God." And then didn't hit the ball into the next bay.
Oh.
Listen, that still happens to me, so don't worry about it.
What did you do when you tried to swing?
Me? I don't know. I think I was just trying to put loads of power and everything into it, and you haven't got a clue what you're doing. And I was like, no. So I ended up slicing it into the next one. But in fairness to him, he was good. He got me to actually hit it straight, but it's not for me.
Just tried to clean and jerk the club, did you?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your plans for 2021?
To get Alan back into CrossFit.
Nice, yeah.
Back into the environment.
Write that up on the board, yeah. Absolutely.
That is the challenge of the year.
So you left in May 2017, was it?
Yeah. So I think coming into 2017, obviously the back wasn't great. I probably wasn't mentally right to be here either. So I made two decisions. One, to step away to get myself right operation wise.
Of course.
Secondly, like if I'm stepping away, I also need to work. So changed career that side and move forward in that way. So yeah.
What are you in now?
I work for a tech company now in sales.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's challenging, like it's good though.
But after our conversation that we had on the way over, would you recommend a standing desk?
Absolutely, yeah. Best investment to date is standing desk, for sure.
Like, is it like? I'm assuming if you're an IT sales, like you're working like at least 8-9 hours a day. Are you standing for that, like, or does the desk go up and down? Yeah, like it goes up and down. There's a button there, you press it, it goes up and down, you know. But it's good. Look, at the end of the day, I have to be conscious of positions I'm in, more so than not, because you know you get lazy very easy when you have an injury as well. So standing for parts of my day is important. Okay. What as well? Sorry, something I actually I forgot to ask you more about. You talked about earlier at the start about the environment you were training and how I suppose the two of you were big involvement in that. The transition, I suppose, away from kind of having a massive competitive aspect and having a more of a, I suppose, a good environment training. Give me some more information on that, guys.
Well, like it was back then, like when we were kind of competitive, and there was kind of competitive people in the gym, and you know, some people just wanted to do their own.
You saying there's not competitive people there now?
No, there is, yeah. But we used to have this kind of environment of people would kind of do their own stuff in the corner and do an own kind of online training program, and we kind of kept looking at it being like, well, they're over there doing that and we're over here doing this, and then there's class, and then me and Al were like, we just do the class and we actually apply ourselves to the class, you know. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it's the environment and where you're pushing. So then we kind of we tried to get that whole environment of being like, right, everybody in this building is doing the same thing, and everyone's, you know, get the community together, trying together. Okay. And I think we definitely got a lot of benefits from that, of just class training and having the structure of someone to tell you what to do.
Absolutely. Like if you again, it comes back to 2016 and some of the results, you know, you see in people. I think not just us, but for members in the gym, like it was a big transition. There was definitely that element of, what are they doing over there, and can I do that? And then we were thinking, now, you know, we should just be coaching everyone the same thing here and everyone getting better together. So there was that side to it as well with the community, but then also like how much did we progress on that when we were just doing the class program and doing it better, you know?
Probably the best ever.
I think that was sort of led by example in that way, to say you don't need any special.
But didn't you have like a cool club, like the Phat club or something, and then when I tried to join you got rid of it? Is that true?
Yeah, we got rid of it.
That's how Phat originated, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, for anyone that's listening to this and we say Phat everything, we used to have like a CrossFit Green kind of competitive kind of training plan that we all thought was kind of cool. We ended up just evolving that into classes, but Phat actually stands for pretty huge and toned. Some people always ask us that. But we had one, and then Fergal was like, "Oh lads, can I come do it with you?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then the second we said, "Yeah," we just cancelled, and we're just like, "Yeah, we're just doing class, man."
Did that actually happen? Sorry about that, man.
He was like, "Yeah, look, I'll add you into the WhatsApp group," and then next week, lads, we're getting rid of the Phat group. On top of that, though, as well, I think Paul just said before, the fittest he's ever been, like the best conditioning stuff he ever had was when he was just coming in doing maybe an hour in here, or if we had a weightlifting class that rolled into maybe an hour.
Paul really excelled that time as well. You know.
He got real strong as well, didn't he?
Amazingly strong.
It was a big clean 130, 135, wasn't it?
He was putting up some serious numbers.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't back squat 191, would he?
That's how would you squat now?
Nice. Did it once, like.
Hey, once is enough.
What a good sniff. I did it once.
191, what? You want me? Give me 9 more for that 2 tons, guys, that's all we have time for this week. Big shout out to Al. Guys, if you are watching on the YouTube, like, comment and subscribe on the channel. Give us a follow on the Instagram, and we'll probably have a funny outtake on the Instagram during the week as well.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Be strong.